Hello YouTube, my name's Will and I'm an advisor at Integra Financial, and today I'm going to be covering off contractor mortgages. A contractor mortgage is where a lender will offer a specific lending criteria to someone who is on a fixed term contract, as opposed to a traditional method in treating them as self-employed, and this is often much more favourable. Lenders offering contractor mortgages will typically take the client's day rate, times it by 5 to work out the weekly rate, and times it by typically 46 weeks in the year. Now this allows for any holidays or gaps in employment. If the client is paid hourly, they typically use 7 hours to work out the day rate. Most lenders offering contractor mortgages in the market will typically want a history of 12 months in contracting. However, there are some more flexible lenders who will look at the clients from day one when their contract starts. These lenders will typically want a 3-year track record in that same line of employment in order to lend to that client. There are 3 common areas to be aware of with a contractor mortgage which can sometimes cause issues. Number 1 is any gaps in contract. Typically, lenders are happy with up to 6 weeks gap in contracts within a 12-month period. Number 2 is how long's left on the contract. Typically 3 to 6 months left on the contract will mean that the lender will want to see confirmation that it is likely to be renewed by the employer. And number 3 is whether you work more than 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, or 46 weeks in a year. If you do, depending on the lender, they will often still cap the income they use to these hours, days and weeks. There are 2 massive benefits to a contractor mortgage. The biggest benefit is the fact that the lender is using the gross contract value, as opposed to treating you as self-employed, where they're going to be using your net profit, i.e. after expenses are deducted. And that figure is often much lower. So in terms of the lending amounts, these can be much more than treating you as self-employed. And number 2 is the track record. If you're self-employed, lenders typically want 2 years track record and 2 years proof of income, either by tax returns or accounts. As a contractor, some lenders will even lend you from day one, and the more strict lenders are only asking for a 12-month history. So that's it for today's video on contractor mortgages. I hope you found this one useful. For more information on other hot topics, please have a look at our channel. And if you would like any further advice, please feel free to get in touch anytime. We would be delighted to help. Thank you. There are 2 massive benefits to a contractor mortgage. To a contractor. Who'd have thought such a thing? Renewed. And number 3, if your client, who am I talking to? You are the client. So that's it for today's video on contractor mortgages. I hope you found it useful. And what was it I was going to say after that? Well, it's just so hard, isn't it?